Hello everyone and welcome back to our video series on partial fraction. So right here is the part 3. We've looked at other examples in the previous parts of this video. So if you are just coming across this, I would encourage you to watch the first and second parts because each of those videos we looked at different scenarios or different concepts that you might have to use or apply partial fraction. Alright. So in this part, in this part 3, this is example 5. So this is the example we are going to be using to explain the concept of partial fraction. So before we get into it, if you are still yet to subscribe or you are new to the channel, please go ahead right now, click on that subscribe button. Also click on that bell icon so that you can get notified of our future videos if you like this kind of content and you're looking forward to more of this, okay? So thank you very much if you have just done that. All right, so if you look at this question now, you see that the power of the numerator is higher than that of the denominator. All right, so when you have a question and you're asked to resolve into partial fraction, or for any reason you want to use partial fraction, and then you notice that the power of the numerator is higher than the denominator, then you have to use what we call the long division method first before you can go ahead and apply it. And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. But just take note that to use partial fraction, the power of the denominator, that's the one at the top, this one, so that's the denominator over numerator, right? So that means the power of the numerator must be less than that of the denominator. Now if you look at this example here, we have the s raised to power s squared multiplied by s squared, so that means we are going to be having s raised to power 4. Then for the denominator, the highest power of x here is s raised to power 3, okay, because by the time you use this to multiply this, you are going to get an s raised to power 3. So with this now, we can just go ahead and make use of partial fraction. So the first thing you're going to make use of is the long division. All right, so to do that, so you're going to be having, okay, let me first of all rewrite, let's open this up. So if you should open up the brackets, you're going to be having this to be s raised to power 4 plus 29 x squared plus 100 over s raised to power 3 plus 16x. All right, so now we can go ahead and apply long division for that. So we are going to have something that looks like this. What we are dividing in the divisor, which is x raised to power 3 plus 16s. So the dividend, that's x raised to power 4 plus 29 x squared plus 100. All right, so with this now you can go ahead and make use of long division. So what you're going to do is x raised to power 4 divided by s raised to power 3. So you're having s raised to power 4 over s raised to power 3. So in indices, this will just give you s. This can cancel 3 out of the 4. Or you can just say s raised to power 4 minus 3. That will give you s. All right, so that s is what you're going to put here, which is called quotient. So you're going to use it to multiply everything that you're having here. So that will be s raised to power 4 plus 16x squared. So what you're going to do next is to subtract that. So if you subtract it, this can cancel out this. So 29x squared, x squared minus 16x squared. So that will give us 13x squared. Then the 100, so that's 100 minus 0, or the 100 can just come down. So plus 100. All right. So next, if you look at the next thing, we have 13x squared over s raised to power 3. So you can see that at this point here, the denominator is higher than the numerator. All right. So with this now, we can rewrite what we have as this. So let me change the color. So that means we already have our question as, so the initial question, which is this right here. So we can have it as s raised to power 4 plus 29 x squared plus 100 over s raised to power 3 plus 16x. So we can have it as, you start with the quotient, which is s, plus, so this right here is called quotient, and this is the remainder, and this is the divisor, and then this is the polynomial, or I think the dividend, or I think the polynomial. Anyway, some of them are also polynomial. All right, so that will be s, then plus the remainder, 13s squared plus 100 over s raised to power 3 plus 16s. All right, so if you go ahead to simplify this, you still come back to get this guy. to get all of this here. All right, so just a better way of writing it. And the reason why you need to apply this long division first is so that you can apply partial fraction. Now with this, now you can see that we have a situation whereby the power of the numerator right here is less than that of the denominator. All right, so this circled part is what we are going to apply partial fraction. All right, so we apply partial fraction to this circled part. Okay, so this part here is what we are going to resolve into partial fraction. All right, so this s that is right here, we are still just going to include it in our final answer, but let's go ahead and resolve the circled part into partial fraction. So in doing that, so we have 13s squared plus 100 over s, so we can put this like this, s into bracket s squared plus 16. So remember just the same way we did the previous examples. So now we are going to be having a over s plus bs over s squared plus 16. All right, so take note of this part here. So that's going to be bs. So assuming we are having s squared plus 2s, so it will be bs plus let me just write it like this, that assuming we are having s squared plus 16s. All right, so that means we are going to be having bs plus c. All right, so I hope you get what I'm saying there. All right, so if you've watched the previous part, you understand what I'm explaining right here. So with this, now let's continue. So if you look for the LCM here, this is still going to be s into bracket s squared plus 16. So you divide this by s and then you multiply it by a. All right, so with that, it will look like this. So you are having, let me just do a side work here, s into bracket s squared plus 16 divided by s, which is this s right here. So this can cancel this, you'll be left with x squared plus 16. Now this x squared plus 16 is what you're going to use to multiply a. So you are going to be having a into bracket x squared plus 16. So you do the same thing for the second part, where we have s into bracket x squared plus 16 over this guy here, s squared plus 16. So this can cancel this, we are left with just s. So this s is what you are going to multiply with bs. So you are going to be having plus bs into bracket s. So I can go ahead and clean this. All right, so with that being done now, if this equals to this denominator will cancel out, and then we'll be left with 13s squared plus 100 equals to, so let me just go ahead and then okay, let me just write it out. A into bracket x squared plus 16 plus bs into bracket s. So let's go ahead and open up the bracket. So that will be 13s squared plus 100 is equals to as squared plus 16a plus b s squared. All right, so we can factor in, because we can see we have s squared here, we have s squared here, so we can write it as 13s squared plus 100 is equals to a plus b into bracket x squared plus 16a. So if we should expand what we are having here, we are still going to get this. Okay, so now let's do something here. So at this point now, we are going to compare the coefficients. So comparing coefficients, on the left hand side with that of the right hand side. Okay, so let me be more specific. Now you see that we are having 13s squared here, and we are also having s squared here. You know, we equate them to each other. So we can just say that a plus b is equals to 13. So this is our equation 1. Also, this as a constant here, 16a, we equate it to 100. All right, so we are going to be having 16a is equals to 100. That's our equation 2. All right, so if you should solve equation 1 and 2 to get a and b, all right, so sometimes it might just come out as a simultaneous equation straight up, but this is much more easier like this. So you can say from equation 2, we can say our a is 100 over 16. All right, so if you divide both sides by 16, and that will just give you 25 over 4. All right, so with that, since we've gotten our a, so from equation 1, we can say that our b is equals to 13 minus a, and which is 13 minus 25 over 4, and that will give you 27 over 4. All right, so with that, now we've gotten our a to be 25 over 4, and we've gotten our b to be 27 over 4. All right, so now how do we represent it? So let's go back to the question itself that we're resolving into partial fraction. All right, so from this point, so let me clean this circled line. So let me copy this. Remember that this is the main question we have to resolve into partial fraction. All right, and then we're able to use a long division method right here to rewrite it as this. Okay, before we applied partial fraction to this circled part. Okay, so let's copy this. So copy, let's go and paste it down there. Okay, paste. Paste. Why are you not pasting? Okay, all right. So now that we've gotten our value for a and b, okay, I think that's not what we're even supposed to copy. All right, so this is the part that we actually need. Okay, so this part where we already know that this is a over s plus bs over s squared plus 16. This is actually 16. All right, so we will write our answer will be written like this, as s plus, all right, so this is the part where we converted to partial fraction. Okay, this one right here, and then this is it from what we copied. So we're not going to use this again. We are going to be using this, but now that we already know our a and b, so we know that our a is 27 over 4, so that will be 27 over 4 over s. Our a is 25 over 4, so that's 25 over 4 over s, plus then the side that is holding the b, this is bs over s squared plus 16. So we already know that our b is 27 over 4, so that will be 27 over 4s over s squared plus 16. But then, we can't leave our answer like this, so our final answer will be, so s squared plus 29 x squared plus 100 over x raised to power 3 plus 16x. So the proper way is, our final answer will be s plus 25 over 4s plus 27s over 4 into brackets s squared plus 16. So this right here is our final answer to the question if we are to resolve it into partial fraction. So this is what we are going to be having. All right, so the process of converting this to this, I've explained that in the previous examples, so I won't be going through that right here. So finally, let's look at one last example, all right, before we call it a day on this, and I'm sure with everything being shared in this video, you'll be able to solve or answer any question that has to do with partial fraction. Okay, so with that, let's take a look at this question. Now, in the previous example we just looked at, I said for you to use partial fraction, the power for your numerator must be less than that of the denominator. If not, you are going to use long division first, and this is another similar case here. So for this, now we are going to apply long division method, right? So let's do that. So we are going to be having something like this. So here we are going to have our x squared plus 1, and then we are going to be having x raised to power 3 plus 1. So there is x raised to power 3 divided by x squared, so that will be x. All right, so we use this x to multiply everything here, so we are going to be having x raised to power 3 plus s x. All right, so by the time we subtract, this will cancel this. All right, we are going to be having, so let's start with the x. We don't have a corresponding x here, so it's going to be minus x, so that will be minus x, and then 1 minus, we don't have any corresponding number here, so that's going to be plus 1. All right, so if you are to rewrite this now, okay, so that means our initial question, which is x raised to power 3 plus 1 over x squared plus 1 is, so we are going to start with the quotients, this right here. So that will be our quotient. That will be x plus the remainder, which is this right here. So plus, so we can go ahead and use minus because this is having minus here. Because if you have it, it will just be plus minus x plus 1 over then what you use to divide s squared plus 1. S squared plus 1. Alright, so instead of having plus plus here, we can just go ahead. If you use this plus to open this up, you know, you're just still going to have minus. Okay, so now from the previous example, now you'll be like, okay, so now we can go ahead and use partial fraction to do this, right? But then this is just going to be the answer. And why? Because if you look at the denominator, there's nothing there to factor. We only have x squared. There's nothing other. We only have x squared here. There's no other form of x at the denominator. We can't factor anything. So with that, we can't use partial fraction. Okay. So with that, this will just be the answer to this question. Okay. You can't apply partial fraction to it. So once you notice that the denominator, there's no way you can implement or you can factor it out, then you can use partial fraction. So with that being said, we've come to an end on partial fraction. I hope you really learned a lot in the course of the 3 videos that I talked about partial fraction. If you have any question or any doubts, do let me know in the comment section. Do make sure you visit our website also, paacademy.co, and then again, subscribe if you are here too if you have any question, and also check out we have a lot of videos on different topics, okay, ranging from technical drawing, engineering, maths, and a whole lot of helpful video that will be of help to you. So do make sure you check them out. Subscribe if you are here too. And with that, guys, I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now.